You're hit. You're bleeding, man.
I ain't got time to bleed.
What's up, guys? Sorry it took so long, but I am indeed here ready to talk about the month of August. So if you by any chance are new to my channel, my name is Glenn Taylor and this is the monthly recap live stream for my channel. We pretty much just talk about anything that happened during the month of in question. So this is the month of August, being since it's August 31st, and we kind of have a lot to talk about regarding eBay, Archie versus Predator. There's more covers that have been announced, Predator Hunting Grounds, and a few other things. I just want to talk to you guys as fans, so I figured why not we do it right here on the live stream. So currently, as it stands right now, I already have Wolf Predator Queen in the chat. What's up? Yeah, this normally you guys wouldn't see this unless it's a Funko video, but I have the Funko Pops over here. I have 6 of the Hikaris. I have 8. I have all 8 of them, and the other 2 are in my closet. There are 6 over there. There's the Dorbs on top. So that's kind of what we have going on right now. So there's just a few things that we're going to be talking about that affects us as collectors, not just as Predator collectors in general, but collectors overall. So that regards to eBay and things like that. So what's up, Wolf? Where'd Leo go? I don't know, Leo, if you're still with us. You want to just talk to us right here over here in the chat. Well, pretty much what it is that you guys know that I've already done the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive reviews for the month of August, because again, San Diego Comic-Con happened last month in July. It's hard for me to get the exclusive items in my home, by the end of July. And by that time, because you figure San Diego Comic-Con is in the middle of July, and by the time you already get them, you don't have enough time to review them unless you just do them every single day on a video, and I don't normally do that here on my channel. And my channel actually does videos on a weekly basis with the live stream like today at the end of the month. What's up, Trash? I'm going to try to get the Yellow Lantern Predator. I don't know if NECA has it set up to how they did with San Diego Comic-Con. I don't know if it's going to be $120. I hope that it isn't. We have to get the entire set. I have no idea yet. So we'll have to wait and see. But, I mean, you guys already saw these, right? So you got the Titan figure, glow in the dark, 3-inch. $10. I did get the Monogram 3D bag clips. Sorry for the glare. So I have those. That egg glows so bright, it's ridiculous, but I really do like that a lot though. So I have that, and of course I have the big, everyone was waiting for it, the Batman versus Predator NECA figures. That was probably my favorite one out of the 3, but just like last year, I have all 3 exclusive figures from San Diego Comic-Con, because these were the only 3 that were released for this year. So I plan on getting the Lantern Predator, or as they call it, the Yellow Core Sinestro Predator. It'd be interesting to do a review on that, because he only makes cameo appearances in the actual comic book. He's not a main character or an antagonist to anything. He's just there. So it'd be kind of interesting to do that. What did you guys get? What was by any chance added to your collection this month for the month of August? Because I want to know what you guys usually get besides NECA. I don't know, Wolf, if you got anything or trashed. I did get something else. I'm going to show that to you here in a minute. This actually was helped by Matt Broyles, and I'll definitely leave a link for his collection room up here after the live stream is finished. Oh, you did get the Figma Predator. Nice, Trash. What did you think of the Figma? I personally think that the Figma Predator is just a little too expensive for my taste. I mean, what was it, 134 retail? It can go up to 160 depending upon it on eBay. Okay, Wolf got the Emissary Predators, nice. I haven't, other than the Batman versus Predator, I haven't bought any NECA figures in, what, 2-3 months? This is now the very first NECA figure that I bought in a while. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's a lot cheaper than 130 bucks or 120. That's pretty cool, Trash. Also, by any chance, if you are watching the live stream, if you want to chat, by all means, jump on the chat room. I'd love to hear what, again, you got in your collection, or regards to your thoughts of what I'm going to be talking about today. But really quickly, Archie vs. Predator, the announcement of more comic book issues have been announced. So issue 4 has been shown. So I'm going to show you off those covers right now. So this is, again, issue 4 of 5. So we're getting kind of close to the end. And I'm not going to spoil it, but you definitely have to read Archie vs. Predator 1 before you read this one. So this is kind of a cool yearbook cover of Archie vs. Predator 2. I'm not sure about this cover. It's a little too cartoony for my taste, but I still like it nonetheless because it's an old-fashioned Archie vs. Predator. This one right here is probably my favorite. This is definitely, if it bleeds, we can kill it. That's probably my favorite cover. And then you have Archie vs. Predator 2, Betty Veronica, Valverde cover. I really do like that a lot. This one I'm not a fan of. Disco Predator. That's a little too campy for my taste. But yeah, I think this is a few of the covers I like, some of the covers that I don't like. But you know, it is what it is. Sometimes they'll just have weird covers for these things. What's up, Scott? Trash, what's your next NECA pickup? It's a good question. I think what I'll do for the month of September will probably have to be either the Lab Escape Fugitive, or I'll have to finally get the Armored Assassin. I haven't really decided yet. It depends on, you know, money at the time. But I definitely want to try to get both. If anything, I would more likely get the Lab Escape because of the light up eyes. That's something I really want to look into. So more likely, that's probably what I've already decided on, was the Lab Escape. But if I can find him, I'll get him. If I can't find him, I'll simply just get the Assassin Armored Predator. So again, happy birthday, Scott. Scott's birthday was it yesterday or the day before, Scott? I just want to wish you a happy birthday, man. I know I did on Facebook, but I'd rather do it on here too. Now there was also, moving right along, with another cover that was released for issue number 1. And again, Matt Broyles helped me out, so I'm going to help you out regarding that with Surprise Comics exclusive. It's, per the name, it's out of Surprise, Arizona. And this is out of an artist by the name of Robert Krause. And that's this cover right here. So you can probably see Betty Veronica. So this is limited to 250 pieces for this variant cover by Robert Krause. He actually goes by his initials, R-A-K, or RAK. I think I should have somewhere on here. Let's see. No, I don't have him on here. But he is a very familiar artist. And I left the link down in the description. That way you can get a copy of your own. These are only, I think, $12.99 or so shipped. Yeah, a little bit of that. No problem, Scott. Did I see the costume cavern for AVP Deadly Suspicious figure? No, I didn't see that, man. But make sure that you leave me a link in my Twitter feed or direct message me, and I'll make sure I'll take a look at it, though. I've barely been on social media, only because I've been trying to come up with new video ideas and look at where I can go. I do have something planned in November to go to Louisville, Kentucky. So there's another event that I'm going to in November, I hope. That's just the plan. So I'll have to wait and see. let's see what else we're going to talk about today. So again, if you want this cover, I highly recommend it. It's a little bit, like I said, rough drawn, but I do like it a lot. So that's 250 pieces, and the link's down in the description for that cover if you want it. And again, I want to thank Matt for directing me to that place, because I actually Googled it, all the covers I can find, and that one didn't pop up on Google for some weird reason. I even tried typing in Robert Krause variant cover or Archie vs. Predator 2, nothing came up. So Matt Broyles, again, thank you, man, for that link, and hopefully we'll help out a lot of other collectors as well. So let's see here. There's actually been a lot of things going on as well. You know, everyone so far has been talking about Predator Hunter Grounds regarding the trailer that just got released. Some people like it, some people don't like it. I personally think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to take a look at the trailer right now. I've seen bits and pieces, but I haven't seen or watched the entire thing. So I figured let's go ahead and watch that trailer, and I'll give you what my thoughts on it. It should be a lot of fun, but I haven't seen the trailer yet. So let's see what we have.
Gonna tell Aunt Mary about Uncle John. He claimed he has a misery, but he having a lot of fun. Oh, baby. Yeah, baby. Ooh, baby. They're having me some fun tonight.
Okay, Voodoo. Timing here is crucial. Let's get in, find this satellite, and upload the malware to Stargazer's network.
Hostile spotted. Enemy down.
Heavy resistance inbound on your position. Keep your heads down. They're over here. Damn it, Voodoo. I need someone near that SATCOM.
What the hell was that? Eyes up! I got movement in the trees.
Have me some fun tonight.
PlayStation.
Okay, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, that looks pretty awesome. I really like how they did for the trailer. I don't know if it's going to be in the game or not. Long Tongue Sally by Little Richard. That was pretty sweet. I have to admit, that looks a lot of fun. I know some people and some gamers, they were talking about how the weight difference or differential on the physics doesn't seem quite right for the Predator because of how big he is. He's supposed to be a lot heavier. So if he lands on a certain branch, technically if the branch is unstable, it should break, la da da da. I'm like, look, it's a game. Play it for the fun factor. Don't go about the graphics, the physics, and all the other stuff that plays into it. So it looks like a lot of fun. I can't wait to play it. I know a lot of people are going to buy it and play it anyway on the PlayStation 4. And I know, Wolf, you said it would be a lot of fun if you can play it on the PC. But unfortunately, it is a PlayStation exclusive. You can't get it on the Xbox or the PC. So it's kind of interesting on how Ilphonic, who is the one developing this game, was able to get a contractual obligation out of PlayStation for their next console, because the PlayStation 5 will be coming out in sometime in 2020. And so we'll have to see, because that's the thing about the PlayStation 5 and Predator Hunting Grounds. They come around the same time frame. So I'll have to wait and see. City Hunter Love, what's up? I'm glad you made it. Yeah, but me personally, I'm looking forward to the video game. I really can't wait. It's been a long time since I played a video game Predator related. I played AVP 2010 so many times I can beat it in 15 minutes on Nightmare mode and still get elite on every single part of the story plot. So Trisha says they do a better job in AVP 2010. The Predator has more weight and heft when he jumps. This guy feels like he's filled with helium. Like I said, I think in regards to a gameplay trailer, this is just a trailer. In order for you to play the Predator, depending upon where you go and how you jump around, I don't know. We'll have to test it out and see. Right now, Ilphonic is at PAX, so those people who are there can actually play the game. Lucky them, because I'm not there. I'm stuck here. What's up, Senior Love? You actually missed my collection haul. So I did actually get, obviously, the Titan figure, but in case you have missed it, City, you gotta get this one. This is the variant cover from Surprise Comics, Archie vs. Predator 2. And that's gonna be 250 copies only. So I left the link down in the description below for you able to get it. It's only $11 or $12.99. So hopefully you're able to get it. Because I really do think that should definitely be in your collection. But other than that, I got, like I said, Batman vs. Predator, the AVP, bag clips. And we just looked at the Predator Grounds, or Predator Hunting Grounds, sorry, trailer. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. I've already read issue 1, and issue 4 has already been announced, so issue 4 should be pretty interesting. I'll go back over those really quickly. So these are the issue 4 covers. I really like this one for Riverdale Flag. The yearbook cover, which is kind of cool and campy. So we got Jughead. This one's just a little too cartoony for my taste, but it's Archie versus Predators, or Archie in general. That was my favorite. Hopefully, if it bleeds, we can kill it. I need to get that one signed by the artist, because that artist nailed it. And I got that one, Betty Veronica and Valverde. That one I don't like. The Disco Predator. I'm sure it's supposed to be a Halloween party, if anything, so we'll have to wait and see on that storyline. Yeah, those are the covers for issue 4. I've already pre-ordered those. Yeah, the only PlayStation I have is the PlayStation 3, and obviously because of the software that's on it, I can't play any other games. So I can't cross-reference a PS4 game onto a PS3 and vice versa. So we'll have to definitely see on that one. Okay. So another said, I just did an Instagram story of comics today. I have to look that up. Wolf says, I feel like just end up buying the game without having a console to play it on. I did that the same thing with Mortal Kombat XL. I bought the game, but I don't have a PS4. It's in my collection. I mean, my friend of mine, Kyson, has a PS4, so I just grabbed the game, played it on his PS4 whenever we would hang out. I didn't use him in that sense. It was just he had the console and I didn't. So whenever we hung out, I definitely played Predator and Mortal Kombat XL. I definitely have to see the story of comics. Yeah, I know with Mortal Kombat it's a lot much more easier to play the Predator if you were still playing Mortal Kombat 10, or they call it X, but it's the same thing. But if you played Mortal Kombat XL and you got it on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, it's a lot easier for people to play as the Predator. Scenario, how much is a PS4? Right now, if you get the PS4 Pro, it's going to be anywhere between used, it's $350. Brand new, it's still at the $400 price point. If you get a PS4 original, you're looking at $250 to $300. It's $100 less if you get the original. It's still around $399 for the PS4 Pro. They might, for Labor Day sale, because it's Labor Day weekend, they may have brought it down just a little bit, but not by much. but you still have it. Maybe Christmas time, I'll get the PS4 at that point. I haven't decided yet. Tresh says you're better off setting up a hunting match on AVB 2010 with 4 Marines and 1 Predator. I'm glad you brought that up, Tresh, because that's exactly how it feels to me. If you've ever played Alien vs. Predator 2010, it actually, there's what's called survival mode. So whoever, you have 4 people or 5 people, I guess, and you're randomly chosen as a Predator, and all the other people are Marines. Whoever gets killed, they just get killed. But if you kill the Predator, you're the one who gets picked as the Predator, and it just cycles through that way. And that's how we used to play it. So Trash, that's kind of how this game kind of feels, where you still have side missions. You still have to get all the firmware up to the Stargazer satellite, which is interesting. They brought that in because Stargazer was in the new movie The Predator. So I don't know. I'm like you. I'm like, why do I want to play this game technically if I really wasn't a Predator fan? What would be the benefit of me playing this game as opposed to playing survival mode on AVB 2010? Other than a lot of people don't know about AVB 2010 because that was 9 years ago. So most people are not playing that anymore. They're playing Fortnite, Overwatch, and Call of Duty. Cernal says, not bad, I'm wanting something else. I don't blame you. I wouldn't spend, that much money on a PS4 just to get one game. But technically I have 2 games. Even then, 2 games for $400, it's not really all that worth it. But for the sake of content on my channel, I may just stream it, play it for a while, and see what happens. Being since it is only, to my best knowledge, an online playing game, you can't play as a single player, which kind of sucks. I don't really have a lot of people to play with unless I just want to randomly jump into a room or chat room. Yeah, if I had that kind of money, it would just go straight to something else. I have a lot of plans in it. But if you guys, by any chance, are watching my Twitter and Instagram feed, I already pre-ordered the skinned body, the 1/4 scaled skin body from Prime 1 Studios. I had to do it. It was a Prime 1 store exclusive. So now I have Crack Tusk from Prime 1 and the skin body. I didn't order the statue. I did get the body. So I don't have time to play a game, especially if it's in a group game. Yeah, same here. Well, Wolf, if you want to play, you have to get a PS4. I'm sorry. I don't have Xbox, man. I'm not a huge Microsoft fan. I've always been with PlayStation. Mainly because of the games when PlayStation first came out. You had Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, God of War. Those are my games. Definitely are my games. So sorry, Trash. Yeah, Samuel says, I know, but it's not feasible to match up times. Yeah, that's another thing too. You figure because you're in one time zone, if let's say Trash, he's over in a different part of internationally, so his time zone is different than mine. What's up, Ghostface? Hope that show releases the pre-order for it soon. I don't know what the deal is with that, and I'm glad you brought that up, Ghostface, because right now the only things you can pre-order on Sideshow.com for Prime 1 Studios is the Crack Tusk Predator, which I already did, the life-size bust from both Prime 1, as well as the Cool Props things, and then the only other Prime 1 statue is the Fugitive statue from Prime 1. No other statue or bust has been set on Sideshow's website. So I'm pretty sure that the distribution rights has ended other than on those products. Any other featured products that Prime 1 releases will strictly be with Prime 1 only. I've been watching God of War stuff since seeing a video with... Yeah, God of War is it's a really great game. If you're really big into Greek mythology with Ares, Zeus, Aphrodite, and all those characters, I highly recommend you play God of War. Even Hercules is in God of War 3. And then also you have Hermes, the Messenger of the Gods. It's a really fun game. You got to play it. And then you have to kill the Gorgons like Medusa. It's a lot of fun. And I haven't played God of War 4 yet, as they call it. They still call it God of War, but technically it's God of War 4 because now he's fighting against Norwegian gods from Norway, like the Viking gods. So like Thor and Odin, like those would be kind of interesting to see. Center Hello, Cool Props got jokes. Yeah, and I know me and you, City Hunter Love, we were talking about that. I didn't think they were going to do it, but they did. So City Hunter Love says that they gave that top prize to a really sketchy account. They gave away Cool Props the life-size City Hunter bust on their Instagram. It took them months. I don't know why. It took them literally almost an entire year for them to give that away. I didn't think they were going to. Someone else says, I'm not the only one who noticed that either. They wouldn't have given anything away until multiple people complained. Yeah. I'm surprised they did it. I'm sorry, hon. I didn't actually think they would do it. I was wrong. They gave it away. But I don't know why they decided to take it so long on their part to finally give those prizes away. Yeah, almost an entire year. That was a waste of time. But that's just my personal opinion. I think with Prime 1, I have the skin body. Won't ship until July. Payments won't be until January. So December, January, crack tusk, skin body. I have to look at the profile again, City Hunter Love, to see what the profile looks like on Instagram. But I think anything that he won't appreciate it. He just won't. I don't know what he did to get it, but he got it. Let's see. Oh, one thing I definitely also want to bring up really quickly is Hiya Toys. And they actually just announced their Predators figures. So I have the Falconer and the Berserker. These things are really cool. I have to get more of these. I haven't bought any Hiya Toys other than the Guardian. I'm still missing Cindy Hunter and a few others like the Elder. So this is the Falconer Predator. Then we got the Berserker Predator. The paint on these things are amazing. I mean, these are almost Hot Toy quality. And I know that's a lot of emphasis on that, but I think this is really awesome as far as the Hiya Toys sculpt and paint. This is almost, I'm gonna clarify that, almost Hot Toys quality paint and sculpt. Because of their size, I know for a fact that, you know, it's not going to be exactly a Hot Toys figure, but these things are really looking good right now. What's up, Sexy Lamb? Yeah, I hope Prime 1 makes a Berserker statue. They should. But these are the Hiya Toys right now. And I definitely have to get the Berserker Predator and Falconer Predator. I hope they announce the tracker here pretty soon. But that Berserker Predator is a must for me. I have to have the Berserker. The paint on his chest and everything is exactly what it's supposed to be, like it is in the movie. But I don't know how they stand those figures. Because if you remember my review, and I'll put that review up here once the live stream is finished. I did a review on the Guardian Hiya Toys figure. It barely even stood. I had to use the stand that it comes with, which is kind of unfortunate and very, I wouldn't say misleading, but it definitely needs the stand that it comes with, unfortunately, because otherwise he doesn't stand on his own. There's no stability in his feet. I tried everything to get him to stand up all by himself, and it was not working out. So Saga says, I'm a massive fan of the Predator characters from Predators. Yeah, a lot of people, when they first saw the movie, Scott, they weren't quite a fan of them. But the beautiful thing about these three Bad Bloods, if you will, the Falconer, Shrikener, Berserker, they definitely grow on you as far as admiration and what they look like. It's a little bit of a love-hate relationship, I think, with those three. The figures themselves are going to be on pre-order, and you can get them through either Entertainment Earth or Big Bad Toy Store, and I probably should have left a link down in the description, but they are up for pre-order right now on those two websites. Again, you can either go to Entertainment Earth or Big Bad Toy Store. They're $20 a piece. They won't be shipping out until the fall of this year, so make sure you grab those two. I still haven't grabbed any other Hi-O toy figures, mainly because of all the other stuff that I'm reviewing for next month. I may actually just go ahead and do another Hi-O Toys review in September. But that, I already have 3 videos to do. I'm doing a hunt. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to go out and actually do another hunt. And probably for more Loyal Subjects figures. I don't know what I'm going to find, but I want to do another hunt. I have a sideshow review video. And then I have the Lab Escape Fugitive review, if I can find them. So those are my plans. Yeah, I definitely think with City Hunter Love, she says that they're probably getting better. Their paints are definitely getting better as far as the figures go. I'm hoping their posability, their joints, and everything else that are being made, those are getting better as well. I like the neck up, but they raise a lot of the sculpting for Predators. Never a fan of getting netting sculpt on legs that had no netting. I think with NECA, Sexy is regards to accuracy. I actually mentioned that on my Batman vs. Predator video. And again, I'll leave a link for that as well up here. That unless it's especially from a comic book standpoint, yes, they're going to use Predator 2, the City Hunter. They're definitely going to use a Jungle Hunter sculpt for the head and the armor, because those were the only 2 movies that were released at that time, especially with comic books that were from 1989 all the way up till 1995, because Alien vs. Predator themselves as a movie didn't come out until 2004. So any difference that they drawn had to be drawn from scratch, and they very rarely did that. That was just Dark Horse Comics. So NECA is just copying and 3D sculpting what was in the comic book and bringing it exactly to life in our hands to where we can pose it with other figures. But I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's accurate to what's in the comic book. There's no knocking that as far as NECA's fault. I can't blame NECA for doing it. Will says, I'll be honest, sure, Predators are starting to grow on me a bit. Just made a new Super Predator. Nice. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a love-hate relationship. They do grow on you a little bit the more you watch the movie. So they're okay, but indeed, it took me forever to get to this point. Yeah, that's understandable. Yes. See, Seeing Her Out of Love already kind of hinted at it. So that's my video. So she says Subjects is supposed to have a few Predator available at Walgreens. That's my hunt. I'm going to hunt that down. So I'm going to go on Walgreens hunt and see if I can't find a display case, or see if I can't find, hopefully if it's a Walgreens exclusive or something to that effect, I got to find it or find them just to pick up a few more and see what kind of boxes I can get. I definitely need to get Leona. I need to get Peter Keyes. And I need to get King Willie. Those are the 3 humans I want to get. I already have, Michael Harrigan. So this is Impossible spoke to them at Walgreens. They get sent when they get sent. So it means they're not getting. I'm about to call out Subjects too. I don't know if it's really Loyal Subjects' fault, because Walgreens usually has to place an order with Loyal Subjects for a shipment of the Loyal Subjects Predators. So if Walgreens doesn't place an order with the company won't ship it out. That's usually how it works. NECA does the same thing. So if you go to Toy Fair and you have other companies or retailers like Toys R Us, I'll say as a random name, if they don't order any NECA figures, they don't get any NECA figures. So I don't know if Walgreens has the same setup, but I definitely want to go on a hunt for Loyal Subjects Predators at Walgreens. So that'll be another video. Yeah, it'll just be, if I can't find any Loyal Subjects Senator Love in the store, what I'll do is I'll simply just go on a NECA hunt. One way or another, I'll definitely get my hunt out of it. So there'll definitely be something. I appreciate that. Luck is always needed. But I'll have to wait and see. I know I say that a lot, but I don't have expectations or hopes. I just go in to see what's out there, and I try to make the best of it. That's all I can do, right? It's either Loyal Subjects or NECA. I can go to FYE or I can go to Target. I know Target definitely is still providing a lot of NECA Ultimate figures. I still have the City Hunter Predator 2 Ultimate figure. I don't have the Jungle Hunter one, so I may grab that, or the Lab Escape Fugitive. So they're in the toil. Okay, I appreciate that, Sunny. So she says they're in the toil and they only had a few Thundercats. Okay. I'm definitely, either which way, it's a good video, I think. If I can find a Predator, if someone hid a Predator or Predators. I may not find any, especially here in Alabama, because it's not a geek culture place. So it's unfortunate. Yeah. They said the company ships what they get. Either way, like I said, it's still going to be a hunt. I haven't done a hunt in a while. I think reviews are fine, but the hunts usually are where it's at. That and the event-based videos, like going to the cons, meeting the people, doing the interviews. I enjoy that more than the reviews. But it's always nice to share what you get in your collection. Did you get anything else in your collection, City Hunter? I've tried to... I know you got a few comic books, but I don't know if you got any figures or anything else in your collection. I'm going to ignore that.
Call from Terry Simpson.
Alright, that's actually my boss. Hold on one second. Yeah, that's not cool. Sorry about that, guys. There's no way that I'm going to be doing that. Sorry. And you love it when your boss calls you on your day off. So let's see what else I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, eBay. This is going to be fun. So I found this in regards to San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. So I know you guys, that's another reason why I put the Funko Pops behind me, because I found this on eBay for $80, right? And sure enough, I was like, this has got to be fake, because already I can tell that this is from China at $80. There's no way. I was very tempted on picking this up, but I said, no, not for $80. There's something very fishy about this, and I was right. So what was fishy about it was, again, like I said, it's from China. But you can also tell where it says 0 followers, 0 reviews. And he has been a member since April 25th of 2019. So that's where you want to look at trying to buy something from anybody that has 0 reviews and zero, just zero across the board. So even though he's been a member since April, he pretty much just doesn't have anything. So you can tell he's a scammer. I'll go into this a little bit further. So the shipping is, like I said, all the way from China, free shipping. When I look back on it 24 hours later, that page goes missing. So whoever bought it, I don't know if it's a fake. I know for a fact that it's a fake. But it's missing, that page. And his profile says no longer available. So he actually was a scammer because he was no longer a registered user once that item sold for $80. I was not gonna buy that. No way, no shape or form. Absolutely not. I don't think so. So that's just, nah, ain't happening. The other thing I want to talk about in regards to eBay was the taxes involved with your state. So for example, if let's say you buy something in your state, you have to buy the item retail plus any applicable sales tax. So what happens is that with the sales tax involved, that person has already bought and applied that sales tax already. So that's where in turn you're going to be now taxed again through eBay. So these are the states involved of what will be happening. So you have Minnesota, Washington, Iowa, Connecticut, District of Columbia or Washington DC, Nebraska, New Jersey, Wyoming, Idaho, New York. My state of Alabama, they just did their applicable sales tax last month, July 1st. Arkansas, Indiana, Kentucky, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Dakota, Vermont, Virginia, and West Virginia. All of these states that I'm mentioning have already been applied for applicable sales tax. Ohio will be starting theirs first thing tomorrow morning. And then California will be doing it October 1st, 2019. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because this is not good for us as collectors. It just isn't. So if you've already bought something, especially if you're having to buy a flipper price in and of itself, so if something's worth $40 and you have to pay double that, $80 plus shipping. So let's say right off the get-go, $100, you have to now pay for the applicable sales tax on top of that $100 for a flipper price. I think it's stupid. I'm not a huge fan of it. So you're getting taxed on it twice, even though you are the first person to have it in hand. But there are two, for the same item, it's being taxed twice for an applicable sales tax. It may be two different states, but it's still being taxed on it for the same item two times. I don't know why that is, but yeah, it's stupid. City Hunter Love, you're actually lucky because with the state of Florida, they are not being taxed yet. I could be wrong, but I left a link down in the description below for eBay's website, and they give you a list of all the states that will be applying taxes. Wisconsin, I think, is one of them. They'll be starting in January of 2020. And in regards to me, I just, it's stupid. Because as a collector, you're being hit hard by trying to buy third party. It's just, it's stupid. What's up, Mike? Glad you're making it, man. Cinderella says, I just had to speak my mind to cool props and subjects. That's fine. That's cool. Yeah, I'm glad you made it, Mike. So, Mike, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, because I know you're a statue collector. What state do you live in, Mike, if I may ask? I'm only asking because I think, like I said, this is stupid. I can't believe I'm being taxed on collectibles that are already bought from somebody, and I'm being taxed on it again. Really? This is really stupid. Virginia? Yeah, you're already taxed, man. That sucks. I don't know if you bought anything from eBay here recently, but yeah. I think was it $2 and something on tax for the Batman versus Predator figure, something to that effect. But that was just, it's so stupid. $60. I got it retail. That was a good thing. I didn't spend any more over retail than what I should have for those two figures, but it's already applicable sales tax involved with that. Yeah, it will. City Alert says this will make stuff more expensive. Yeah, it is. That's the thing about the United States government. You're seeing it now firsthand, where they definitely want a piece of that eBay pie, as so to speak, because as a seller, you still have to pay your fees for listing the item. And then you figure, well, in order to get my fees paid for, I'm going to try to do shipping. That's another thing too I noticed with like the Funko Pops behind me. If let's say a Funko Pop is $10 retail, but you want to get your money back and make a little bit of a profit, so you bump it up to whatever the pop price guide value is of $35, you're not going to be guaranteed that. So let's say you apply that $35 to shipping, 99-cent bid, whatever it bids for, you still have to pay the shipping plus the applicable sales tax. It's not good. Not good at all. Yeah, I think, Mike, that's what I do most of the time. If I see a best offer button, I try to negotiate on that quite a bit. I don't try to pay for all the time the listing price. If it's a buy now, I have very rarely at this point have bought a buy now option on eBay. I usually either do a bid or I'll do a best offer. Those are the best two options that I can give to you as advice, collecting tips wise, on my channel. If you're buying anything Predator related on eBay, do a bid or do a best offer if the best offer is available. If it's a really expensive, item. If it's something small, try to look at the retail value and try to see if you can either match or go below it. Don't try to go over it. Buy batteries for the calculator. So Ronaldo says, yeah, I've noticed people that are flippers or sellers pretending to be collectors on Instagram now. Advertising. Yeah, I've seen that too. I don't know. I know how to pick them out, and I don't buy from them at all, period. So, yeah, like because I saw it on eBay when they started applying taxes. Because I bought all of these mostly in August. The Titan figure, the Monogram figures, or the back clips, Batman vs. Predator. I started buying those for the video reviews for this month. And I started noticing, wait a minute, this is supposed to be a certain price. Why am I seeing a change? And then I noticed, oh, Alabama is applying sales tax. Great. It's really stupid. I can't do anything about it, which is kind of funny because I don't remember there being a vote involved with that. But they decided, we're going to just throw that in anyway. So, yeah, it's ridiculous. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, LootCrate. I don't know if you guys remember the pants that I was supposed to get from LootCrate. So I pretty much pitched these pants on one of my videos, and I think it was back in April or May, because it's been that long. It was April. I didn't get these pants yet. So I don't know if you guys were able to get the Loot Wear pants. I know I definitely didn't. And here's the reason why. The reason that I didn't get the pants is because this is out of the Bloomberg. Cash squeeze focuses subscription box LootCrate startup into bankruptcy. This is August 12th, 2019. This is the headline because LootCrate has filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy for their company. So I did not get the pants. I don't know if I'm ever going to get them. I hope that I still do. And it says, I'm glad I didn't know. I'd be up on them too. Yeah. But LootCrate filed for bankruptcy. Now, here's another thing. They were $20 million supposedly in debt. They haven't shipped out a lot of boxes. As time went on, their LootCrate boxes became more and more less of value. I don't think I've ever saw that out of my LootCrate boxes, but I'd love to know what your thoughts are in the chat room, because all the LootCrate DX boxes I got that were Predator related, we got a NECA figure, we got a pint-sized Predator engraved glass, an actual drinking glass. I don't think I've ever got a bad Predator LootCrate box. No, Sunny Hunter Love, I did not get my money back. I've been itching on deciding of whether or not I should, because technically I'm still owed that particular money. But the reason I'm glad you brought that up, City Hunter Love, because the reason I did not get my money back is because there was an email that was sent to me directly from LootCrate that says, you might have heard the news or received our last email about the current state of affairs at LootCrate. In short, LootCrate has agreed to be acquired, meaning that there was some acquisitioning going on and they have now a brand new investor. And that investor has provided them with $10 million to continue normal business operations. And that means that their number one priority is to get both past, present, and future crates out to me or you if you're reading this email. Keep an eye out for updates. So that to me is, I don't know if it's being hopeful, fake news. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, since they have now been acquired by a new company, when you file Chapter 11, let me just say this, when you file Chapter 11, you have the opportunity of being acquired by another company to being, aka liquidated on your selling aspect, so you get to sell off your assets to try to recuperate your loss, pretty much. So that investor has now invested $10 million into their past boxes. I'm hoping that they will ship out. I did email LootCrate. I emailed them saying I'm still missing this box or the wearable pants. So I'm hoping that that will come to fruition about getting them into my collection, and hopefully I'll do an unboxing on my channel. But I have yet. This is now August, and that box should have shipped out already in May. So June, July, it's been about 3 months. He says, I never bought into the LootCrate thing. I've seen people get really nice stuff from them though, so I'm not sure why they're going bankrupt. Yeah, it's surprising to me too, because the LootCrate subscription company was the very first subscription box based company, and then you saw everybody else do it. You saw Nerd Block, you saw Japan Crate, or a few other subscription boxes. Horror Block was one of them that I did unboxing for. I really enjoyed the boxes that I got, and like you just said, Mike, majority of the stuff, that depending upon which theme you got, their quality of stuff was really awesome. Like I said, I got the Jungle Demon figure early, even though it was going to be sold at retails anyway. If you got the LootCrate DX Primal box, and I'll leave a link up here for that video because I did do an unboxing on this channel for it. You got, not only there was a wearable t-shirt, there was the NECA Jungle Demon Predator, there was also a drink glass. So the quality of the stuff was great. I don't understand why they went bankrupt. Yeah, I will. I'm going to keep tabs on them and email them. Well, now that, especially since they have a brand new investor, I'll double check my account probably do it tonight before I go to bed and see if whether or not, you know, they by any chance have shipped it out yet, or they plan on doing to. If not, I'm gonna get my money back. It wasn't much. It was $14, but it's still $14 that I would like to have used for something else. You know, it was just, I was upset. No one actually told me about it. No one even emailed me about it. LootCrate didn't say anything about going bankrupt or anything. It was just complete silence. I emailed them, I think, a total of 3 times, and they said, be patient, we're going to get it out, we're going to get it out. That was their, you know, spew or spiff. And here it is now going into September, and I still don't have it. So we'll have to wait and see. But that's just unfortunate that a company so known in people spent so many millions of dollars, and that's another thing I don't understand. You figure you have a warehouse, you have capital, you have money coming in, and you can't make that grow. You can't make it. I don't get it. I don't understand. If you cannot make that grow, that means you're not following your own business model, or you don't know how to run your own business, period. Because usually a lot of companies, if they're smart, they could actually take $1 million and have it turn into more millions of dollars in about a span of a year, maybe, depending on what you do with it. It's really stupid. Anyway, I digress. So here's one thing. I did do one video on my channel before on a live stream. It's the John Campea show. And I did it when Disney last year, just before The Predator was released. This was, I think, in August. Exactly. It's been a whole year since the acquisition of Disney buying Fox. And fans are not happy right now. At all. I mean, with Star Wars on the decline, Captain Marvel, DVD sales have dropped 50%. X-Men Dark Phoenix lost $170 million to Disney. So John Campea brought up the notion of Predator and figured out in regards to what's going to happen with 20th Century Fox. Are they probably going to be shut down because they're now being redirected, they're being restructured because of that particular loss. There's other 2 20th Century Fox movies that were released. Didn't make, I think the profit was $8 million. It was not good. So the video, that clip I'm about to show you, I had to cut it out because it was so long. But it's like a minute or 2 minutes talking about 20th Century Fox and Predator franchise. So let's go ahead and take a look at that, and I'll ask what your opinion is. So let's see what we got.
Rob, you're seeing all this kind of stuff unfold. You were alluding to it just a little bit earlier on in the show, but you're reading stories like this from Variety. Where do you think the overall landscape is right now?
Well, here's what I thought was going to happen. I mean, I thought that they would buy Fox so they had a way to make more diverse films for their portfolio, you know, so they could put them on Hulu, they could put them on streaming services or whatever, because their bill of fare, who are they going to serve when their audience gets older, you know? And however, when you're making movies that are making $1 billion, I mean, what people don't understand is this is not normal for movie studios. Movie studios it's very risky to release films. And studios put in a lot of money, and a lot of time it's a crapshoot. And they're lucky if 50% of their movies make a lot of money. Disney, over the last couple of years, they used to have an R-rated division. They had Hollywood Pictures. They're not even releasing their old R-rated films themselves. They're licensing them out to third-party distributors like Kino Lorber. So if you're going to get Ruthless People, or you're going to get The Color of Night, or even movies like An Innocent Man with Tom Selleck, they're not even coming out under Disney's own home video brands. So I should have known better that they're not interested. It's clear they're not interested in keeping R-rated fare going, because, you know, when you make a Predator movie, you might spend $100 million and get a $250 million or $300 million, even $400 million return. And that's what Fox's business model has been. Disney is releasing 8 movies a year, and 7 of them are going to make $1 billion each. And if you can't justify those kinds of numbers, Disney's not going to work with you. They're not going to make, if you can't make a Predator movie that you spend $150 million on that's going to make $1 billion, why would they make a Predator movie? Maybe they'll do something different. Maybe they'll make a Predator TV show or something. Like you said, John, they own the IP. I thought they were going to do something different, but this is what I feared would happen ultimately.
And
the movies are going to go away.
That's my question to you about that clip, because how do you guys feel about that? Based upon everything that Disney is doing, I'm only reflecting this because I don't watch Disney movies. I didn't see Aladdin or The Lion King because I've already seen the movie. I watched it as a kid, so why am I going to go watch it again when it's the exact same premise? The only difference is it's live action versus, animated. I might go see Mulan, because Mulan happens to be my favorite Disney film, but they're doing a more historical, accurate Mulan. But Predator, as Rob was saying, that's not a profit margin that Predator can make. There's no way that Predator, as a small niche movie, can make $1 billion, because you have Marvel movies and DC. I don't even think DC, which is owned by Warner Brothers, can make $1 billion off of Aquaman or Batman. So we'll have, even when Joker comes out by Joaquin Phoenix, for example, I don't even think that's going to be $1 billion movie, unless, because of how Disney is treating their intellectual properties poorly, in my opinion, that all the money will be transferred from Disney's aspect over to Warner Brothers. But I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Mike says that's short-sighted. It kind of is. I agree with you, Mike, but at the same time, what's making money on Predator right now is the merchandising rights, not necessarily in the movies. Predator fans like us, we invest majority of our money into things we can have long-term, but the movies are what drives that positioning into allowing us to have products. If, with regards to the movies, if we don't have a movie, we no longer have a product, unless, I think NECA is a perfect example of this as a business. When you say, okay, I've already done all the movie-based Predators, but yet there's still all these 244 issued based comic books from Dark Horse Comics with all kinds of different characters. So I'm going to go ahead and focus on that. And NECA definitely made the right decision as a business to getting those figures made into us as the fans. Now you're seeing Prime 1 doing it with their statues, comic book influenced statues. So Dark Horse Comics definitely, as I mentioned with David Silva, who's a sculptor over at NECA, me and him agreed, if it wasn't for Dark Horse Comics, we really wouldn't have a Predator lore or Predator fan base, because Jim and John Thomas, when they wrote the script, it was supposed to be a one-shot. There wasn't even supposed to be a sequel to Predator at all. That was all on Dark Horse comic books end. So that's what I'm thinking about it. I says, high times don't last forever. I might be on the $1 billion ride now, but they won't be successful like that consistently forever. I agree. I absolutely agree. And if you'll notice, Mike, and I think everyone, Wolf, Scott, and Sinho might agree to this as well, the only reason that they are acquiring these assets is because they're losing money. They really were. When you look at, I don't know if it was at MGM or Epcot, but you in Orlando, Florida, where I grew up, I think City Hunter, I don't know if you've been to these rides. Whenever you do a ride like Star Tours or the Indiana Jones ride, those were all, at one point, they were owned by Lucasfilm, right? So whenever they acquired Lucasfilm, now they can have all those profits go into their pocket as opposed to George Lucas's pocket. But George Lucas owned the rights. So they added, as an intellectual property, they licensed Star Tours and Indiana Jones ride into Disney parks. The only thing that Disney was making money on was the animated films, Aladdin and everything else like that, and the Disney princesses, and that was it. After a while, when that generation grew up, like me, you, and everybody else, we kind of stopped doing that. We still, do kid-like things. We still collect comic books and action figures and stuff like that. but we're not, we can't just focus on every single thing Disney, because Disney, more than likely, if it's not Mickey Mouse, Pluto, Donald Duck, it's usually shifted over to the Disney princesses, right? So I just really don't understand how Disney feels, well, if you can't make $1 billion, that's what we expect because that's what we got. It's really, unfair to us and unfair to the consumer when you're not diversifying your portfolio like Rob said. In regards to Predator and Alien, these are the highest ticket assets that 20th Century Fox has underneath their belt and their portfolio. On a business lingo aspect, that's what was making 20th Century Fox money. On top of other things like Deadpool, and there was even talk where Deadpool was going to be made into, PG-13 as opposed to rated R. Deadpool is not a PG-13 character. He never has and never will be. Not even in the comic books, he's not a PG-13 character. So it's not looking good for Disney, I think. So if they do a Predator movie the right away, they release a good trailer, they'll make a profit regardless. Yes, they'll make a profit, but their expectations is unrealistic. That's what Rob was alluding to, that if you can try to make a profit, you still made money off of that, property. So what's the big deal? Why are you harping on us about making $1 billion? Eventually, a lot of people, like right now, I didn't go see Spider-Man Far Away From Home. I didn't see Mysterio or anything. After Avengers Endgame, I was kind of done. I feel the hype is over with. Unless they come out with other films like they did with Loki, and they're going to do another Black Panther film. I'm curious what they're going to do with Blade, because I'm not huge, but I'm a Blade fan. I like Wesley Snipes as Blade, but Wesley Snipes is not going to be Blade. So I really like those films, and that's one of my favorite comic book characters other than Iron Man. I like Blade for what he is. So I don't know. So Hunter says, let's be honest, people haven't been happy since Predator 2. Yeah, no. I'm happy with the movies. I think that the movies can be better, for sure. I did not get Aliens vs. Predator the way that I thought I was going to get Alien vs. Predator. Alien vs. Predator Requiem was definitely not something that I was looking forward to seeing. That was something I got Wolf out of it. That was pretty much it. That movie was a whole bunch of heap of a mess. The Predator movie is never going to be $1 billion. No, it's not. City Hunter only because it's not oversaturated and overdone like everything else. Yep. Cyrano says, to be fair, Fox did sell to Disney. They didn't actually sell to Disney. It is meant to be a merger, because 20th Century Fox is still a company. They didn't buy out the entire company, and it was only acquiring certain intellectual property rights as an investor. So if, let's say, for example, you have, here you go, Sony and Disney is a perfect example of that. Sony still has the rights to Spider-Man. A lot of people were talking about this earlier. I'm only alluding to it because it's one of the fine points of the movie industry. Sony says, okay, you're not doing Spider-Man anymore. With the success of Venom, as well as it did under Sony Pictures, that was not a Disney movie. Venom, that was association with Marvel, but it was not all money went into Marvel. It was supposed to be a 50-50 cut. Sony says, no, we're not doing 50-50. We're going to do, 60-30 or whatever the case might be. So Disney and Sony says, well, we're going to pull Spider-Man out of the MCU. And stuff like that, that's money driven. And it doesn't know, there's no what's the word I'm looking for? Continuity. Because you can't continue with Spider-Man in the MCU if he's not part of the MCU anymore. So all those timelines, all these movies that were made, it makes no point now, because you just pulled your character away from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But Disney people are a whole different breed. Yeah, they do. Yeah, I really like the AVP films too, Mike. Predator movies in general got me collecting. It was Predator 1 that got me into collecting, as well as Predator 2, but we didn't see merchandise come out of Predator until Predator 2. So that's only because of the success that Predator made with Kenner and Galoob, Micro Machines, stuff like that I have in my collection. I started literally collecting after Predator 2. I was around 7 or 8 years old, right around the time, unfortunately, Kevin Peter Hall died. I didn't know this, but yeah, that's when I started collecting. I haven't stopped since then. So I like the AVP movies too, but I'm saying people have become very jaded and just act like they've been only the movie that was made was the first. I agree with that. Yeah, a lot of people just say, oh, it's not the original. It's not Predator. It's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, perfect example of that would be, look at Terminator Dark Fate. Arnold Schwarzenegger is in it. I don't know if I even want to see that movie. I may just get it on Redbox. I says Predator is like Pringles. Can't just have one. I agree. So it says I still love P1 and P2 from the 80s filled to them. Yeah. And that's exactly what it was about Predator 2. It was the feel. It was the music. The music definitely sets the mood for these films. Even in the movie The Predator, yeah, they used the music, but it didn't have the same feel. I like it. I enjoyed the ride, but it wasn't something that I really loved. If I had to pick, here's my Predator movies: Predator 1, Predator 2, Predators, The Predator, AVP, and AVPR. Yeah. Probably much in that same aspect. That's usually how I would rank my Predator movies, or that have a Predator in it. Predator 1, Predator 2 is definitely the top two, respectfully. Then you have Predators being number 3, The Predator number 4, AVP 5, and AVPR 6. AVPR is the last dead bottom one. But so it says I would have to agree with that order. Yeah. Because if you think about it, with the feel of the movie and the tone that the movie was set, Predators got it right with the theme, the music involved to set that tone or mood. That was right. Some things would be better, but the Predator was right below Predators. It was better than AVP, but definitely AVPR was dead last. So I just wanted to get your ideas on, do you think Predator is dead? Because I personally don't think Predator is dead at all as a franchise and as an intellectual property. I think Predator is still going to grow. Fans are still, if you read the comments on the Prime 1 Prime 1 Jungle Hunter, it's funny how they named it the big game Predator because of the stance they gave him, but it's still the Jungle Hunter in my personal opinion. The paint on that statue is awesome. Fans are definitely wanting that statue. I definitely want that statue. That statue is $2,000 shipped. I'm not even kidding. It's $1,699. It's $1,700. Then you figure with shipping out of Japan, you're going to be spending around $2,000 on that statue, and that's just the statue. That's not including the skin body accessory that does not come along with it. It's sold as a separate piece. So yeah, Predator still has a big fan base. It's small niche, and what I mean by that is that you're not going to get $1 billion out of us because there's not 1 billion fans. I could be wrong, unless it's worldwide. In the United States, domestically, it's not $1 billion. Wolper says, I'd watch AVP and AVPR over the Predator any day just because it doesn't mess with the Predator they did. Yeah. I don't know. I still enjoy watching the Predator. It's like I said, it's not my favorite film. My two favorites is always going to be Predator 1, Predator 2. Predators I am enjoying it more than the Predator. but it's not, dead last. Like Mike and Scott says, they agree in that order because of tone, feel, what you get out of it, the benefit as a Predator fan. You get more Predator in the first 4, so you got Predator 1, Predator 2, Predators, the Predator. You get more Predator in that. And then AVP and AVPR are just their cameo appearances, kind of a deal. And I agree with you, Wolf. Predator will never die. Never. As long as, and that's another thing, you have to make sure that us as fans, if you're watching this live stream, as fans, we can't let this die out. So if you'll notice behind me, they're Funko products, but I always invest in officially licensed stuff. I even still invest sometimes in fan art. But if you purchase officially licensed items as Predator, that money goes to, you would hope, the right people, to where Predator can be made more of and brought into more products, more merchandise to help add to our collection. That's the whole point out of this. You're not going to get any more merchandise unless you invest into the first property first. That's just how it works. You invest in the money, you'll get merchandise from the movie. That's how Star Wars did it. That's how RoboCop did it. That's how it works. So the Predator wouldn't be better if most of the film was the same tone. Yeah, the lab attack scene definitely made it that Predator movie that you always wanted but never got out of AVP or AVPR. So I definitely agree with that. If I had to make a Predator movie, I think Wolf Predator Queen would agree with this. If you're a Godzilla fan, Michael Dougherty is a fan. He made a movie for the fans. So if you're a fan of Godzilla, you got all the Easter eggs. You got exactly what you expected as a Godzilla fan, the way a Godzilla was supposed to be done. He was done correctly. His theme song was in it. Mothra's theme song was in there. Mothra was designed the way she was supposed to be. That's exactly a Godzilla film that you wanted to go see. And that's the way Predator should be done. If you're a fan of Predator, it usually has to be done or held by someone that can do justice to the Predator franchise. I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but whoever has the pull in Hollywood definitely needs to be done. Let's see, that's another thing too. I don't know, outside of someone like Michael Dougherty, if there is a Predator fan in Hollywood. I highly doubt it, because right now Hollywood is just going to go with whatever Hollywood does. That's just, it's a trending city. Whatever's trending at the time, everyone's going to be on that wagon. It's really unfortunate. So, Mike, Predator fans are all over the place. We're just in stealth mode until some good written stories come along in films again. I can agree with that. And so, yeah, Wolf says, yes, Godzilla was done right, while the Predator was an epic fail. Yeah, I mean, to me, it wasn't an epic fail. I've seen worse. AVPR. Excuse me. But, yeah, I think that Godzilla was done right. Predator can be done right if it was given to a fan that knows what it's supposed to be and what it's supposed to look like. But at the same time, if you don't have a directing, experience underneath your belt, and you're not a Predator fan, then it was just like how, here's another way. Joel Schumacher, am I saying his name? Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. The one guy that put the nipples on Batman's suit. He's the one that directed those two films, and look at what they did. They didn't do very well for those Batman films. Sonella says it's big time collectors. They're not in reality a hardcore Predator fan, but like pop culture. Yeah, it is. They think this is a pop culture that's going to die out, and it kind of did a little bit with the comic books. There was the 1970s TV show with Bruce Banner, with Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk. Daredevil was one of them. So was Thor, and I think Captain America was also a movie or a TV series at one point, like The Bionic Woman and The $6 Million Man. Then it died out a little bit, and then there was a resurgence of movies with Batman, Michael Keaton, Christopher Reeves with Superman, and then you had Todd McFarlane with Spawn. Spawn was a fantastic book that got written and became a movie. The movie didn't really do all that great. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't what I expected. The HBO TV series Spawn, everyone was watching that at that time. I think the Predator franchise will never die. I will not let it die. I know you and the people in the chat room, they will never let it die. Because, yeah, we enjoy this too much to allow it to die. That's not going to be... Nope. If you want to know what we want, you need to ask people like us. So Disney, if you're watching, 20th Century Fox, I know that you've always got my back. So I'm just saying, you guys definitely need to up the game a little bit. I think in regards to another movie, we probably won't see another movie until maybe 4 years, maybe 5, depending on how things go. I says, what about the comics? Are there some really good stories that could be made into a film for Predator? Yeah. And Mike, believe it or not, and I'll probably be doing this next year because it's the 30th anniversary of Predator 2. There was a YouTube video that Minty did. He's from Australia. 10 facts about Predator 2. He kind of got some of them wrong, some of them right. There's a little bit of 50-50, but I'm going to definitely do kind of an explanation / video of the 30th anniversary of Predator 2. I'm in love with you, Wolf. Wolf says never. What is life without Alien or Predator? I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't even want to know. That's negativity I don't want in my life. Nope. It says they didn't have a choice when it came to a movie or the movie. I'm correct. Yeah. Shane Black had an idea for the Predator, and David Mosher, my last time I live streamed with David, he alluded to where the director has a say and then there's someone else who has a say, and I think that's usually the executive producer. There was another hand in the cookie jar, so to speak, where you go to a test screening, they don't like this, so, well, we have to scrap that. And the director says, well, that's not my vision. That's not what's in the script. I don't care. We're going to change it. The test audience doesn't like it, so we're going to change the third act. It was literally a push-pull scenario. So I think that's, what you have to kind of look at, right? Yeah, right now it's all about DC and Marvel, which is funny because that's exactly how the comic book industry always is. It's DC, Marvel, and that's it. Those are your two choices. It sucks when I go into a comic book store, perfect example, and that's all you kind of have is DC and Marvel. You might have a little bit of independence like Image Comics, IDW, or Dark Horse Comics, but they're few and far between. That's just unfortunate right now. Also, he failed to deliver Shane Black and the test audience, because it's a test audience. It's a general audience. It's not the fans. I remember Michael Dougherty actually. It was more legendary in Warner Brothers. They flew a couple of YouTubers to Japan, all the way out to Tokyo, Japan, to Toho Studios. And Andre, the Black Nerd, I think is his name, but he actually got to wear the GMK Godzilla head, and you got to see all the props that were used in Toho, and they did a private screening of Godzilla in Japan. That was ridiculous. But it was really cool that they got to do that. So let's see. I'm so tired of Marvel. I'll see another Marvel Infinity Iron Man figure. Yeah, it's Endgame was good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Marvel, the Avengers Endgame was really good. I enjoyed it because it, how do I put it? It builds you up to that point and brought it up to that level. But after that, I'm like, okay, I think I'm done. Because there's no other reason why I would watch another Marvel movie. Right? Well, says whoever the test audience are, they need to burn in a fire. I don't know who they select for test audiences, to be quite honest with you, Wolf. I personally think that if you want to do a test audience, here's another thing, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. You cannot make a movie, whether it be Godzilla, Marvel, DC, Predator, Alien, and do it for a general audience standpoint. You can't do it. The lore is already there. The fans are already there. So you have to make a fan film that cater to the fans. I don't know if you guys know this, but there is a brand new fan film coming out called Predator Yakuza. I think it's what the name. It's a Japanese-based Predator film. It's done by the same people who did Predator Dark Ages. And I'm really looking forward to that. I can't wait to see that because Predator Dark Ages is a pretty cool film. And I'll leave a link for Predator Dark Ages right up here. And if they did as well as they did for Predator Dark Ages, then Predator, the Japanese version, will be really, really cool. Yeah, Akuma. Thank you. Thank you, City Hunter Love. Yeah, it's Predator Akuma. City Hunter Love doesn't like Dark Ages. I like Dark Ages because it puts the Predator in... They've been hunting on planet Earth for centuries. So it only makes sense on where Predator could... What would happen if it was a medieval times Predator? And yeah, there was kind of things that alluded to, the first film. The Predator suit was not great, but you have to understand this is a fan film. This is not a very really high production piece. So the suit I didn't think was going to be all that great. I knew that going into it. But Predator Dark Ages as a fan film was way better than Predator Celtic Days. That was an atrocious thing. I did a review on it, and I'll leave a link up for that as well up here. Celtic Days sucked. That was bad. Dark Ages was 10 times better. I don't know. I enjoy Dark Ages. Like I said, I've seen bad fan films and I've seen good ones. Wolf says that was one of the best fan films out there, along with AVP Redemption. I like AVP Redemption. It was interesting to see the creator, and I forgot his name, but Alien vs. Predator Redemption used a lot of Adobe Premiere, and his budget on that film as a fan film was only $500, I think. It's either $500 or $5,000. I know it wasn't a lot of money, but he did pretty good for what tools he had. It was pretty much just Adobe Premiere, Adobe After Effects, and using Adobe software, pretty much just the whole thing. And he used a Ruby's mask that he modified. He had claws with black acrylic fingernails, not actual claws. He used netting, made his own dreads. It was a Ruby's trashy, mask, but he made it work. Serena Love. Okay, so Serena Love likes Redemption but doesn't like Dark Ages. That's fine. By the way, I made a Discord channel for Alien Predator fans like us. Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out. Thanks, Wolf. This little samurai Predator thing has been done already. In a short movie. What short movie was that one? I don't remember this one. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't remember a samurai short movie. Batman Dead End was a short fan film with Santa Clara. We got figures from that. There was Alien vs. Predator Redemption. I've seen several fan Predator films, but they were short. I mean, there were maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes at max, maybe. That's cool, City Hunter. I can't remember. I've seen so many Predator fan films throughout, you know, the 15 years of me watching stuff on YouTube. Yeah, Wolf, go ahead and give me a link, and I'll make sure I'll bring it up next time in a video. Technically, there's nothing original anymore, City Hunter. There's just... Hollywood is definitely not giving us a lot of original content, which is good / bad when it comes down to a lot of things, because you figure with Batman, how many times can you do Batman? When you're just starting to copy, you know, the comic books themselves. There's a lot of people, especially with comic books that you can't get a hold of because of World War II, if you're not knowing what your key issues are, or your grail, the ones that are worth, you know, $21,000 or whatever a comic book value is, it's just, they're catering to us comic book nerds and geeks for nostalgia purposes. Nostalgia is what sells right now more than anything. So I'm hopeful for Predator Akuma. I hope that it'll be good, but I won't know until I see it. The fans probably will be the same way. I want to see a trailer. I want to see a trailer here pretty soon. But here's the thing with Disney and Fox. I don't know if that even was green-lidded. I don't know if Predator Akuma was even given the okay to do it. They can still put down that whole fan film disclaimer whenever you see a fan film that this is not to be meant for profit or anything. It's just to do it as a fan. I don't know if you're even allowed to do that anymore. City Hunter is just going down the list. I can say this, that not every Predator film will be liked by all Predator fans, but it's like with Batman Dead End. I still enjoyed it. It wasn't necessarily a Predator fan film. It was just Batman versus Predator. Alien just happens to be in it, and so is the Joker. So, you know, to each his own. That's okay. If you want, Wolf, go ahead into when this live stream is over, just put it in the comment section. I'll make sure that I look at it later. Just don't forget though. And I think actually, guys, because it's going on 7 o'clock in the evening, I'm gonna go ahead and call it for this live stream. I do want to thank you guys very much for being active on my live stream. So that's again both Leo, Mike, Scott, Wolf, City Hunter Love. It's a pleasure again having you back. We miss you in the chat. And then of course we can't forget Trash. I know Trash, if you're still watching, I appreciate it, brother. You're always welcome in the chat room as well. But if there was by any chance an interesting topics that I brought, make sure that again all the links that I talked about are in the description. For if you want the 3-inch Titan, That's in the description link, as well as the Monogram bag clips from San Diego Comic-Con and the surprise comic book or surprise comics Archie vs. Predator cover. That should still be readily available because, again, I couldn't find it. So that gives you an opportunity to buying it yourself at only 250 copies. So, again, just make sure that if there's anything else you guys want to know, I'll be doing another video review from Sideshow. I don't know if I want to hold off on it, but that's where, leave me a comment in the chat. Do you want me to do the Sideshow video first, or would you rather see me go on a hunt? That I want to know definitely from you before I leave. Which one do you want to see first, Sideshow or me go on a hunt video? I know City Hunter Love, you said that it'd be kind of hard for me to find the loyal subjects in the wild, but you know, it would still be nice to see what's out there still. I haven't done it in a while. So it's up to you. It's 50-50 shot. Hunting video or Sideshow video. It's not a statue, I could say that. I wish it was. Okay, Mike. Alright, so again, Wolf City, Mike. I'm just curious. Sideshow video or hunting video? Alright, City Hunter says hunt. That's one vote for hunt. Mike Wolf, you're left up. 3 votes. Sideshow video or hunt video? Alright, that's 2 for hunt. That's very true. I like that hunt. So City Hunter says hunts aren't meant to be easy. That's very true. It's a challenge. That's true. Alright, Wolf. Looks like you're outvoted. So next week will be a hunt video. I'll be going out into the wild to see if I can't find some loyal subjects. So make sure that, again, if you are not a subscriber to my channel, make sure you click on that subscribe button down below, as well as the bell notification. Because next week, as per the fans and subscribers of my channel, they want a hunt video, and that's what they're going to get, is me to hunt down a loyal subjects predator in the wild to see if I can't add to my collection. And also, if this live stream has been very interesting and informative, click on that thumbs up, give me a like on this video as a live stream, and I'll definitely see everyone next week for that hunt video. And again, I will be doing another live stream at the end of the month for the September. And until then, happy hunting, guys. Appreciate it. I love you all. Take care.